1.
Hey, welcome to Russ and Bo 2.0. This is 2019, and this is about our 15th podcast, I think. I don't know. How many we done so far?
I think it's 16.
16. All right.
Wow, sweet 16.
And I'm Russ Rollins, host of the program with 265 pounds of screaming, stealing, sex appeal, the big man, Bo Rowe.
What's up? Damn it, man. To have a good time and nice and easy last week.
And Ryan Holmes is here with us, handling all the really important stuff.
Yeah.
We just show up. He does all the good stuff. Hey, how cool does that look? We've got
I know.
our logo.
Got a little sign up.
And you can watch us on our YouTube channel, the Monster YouTube channel. We always broadcast this, the podcast, which probably isn't smart because if you want more people to listen to the podcast, you don't make it available on the YouTube channel. But what the hell? At least they.
I told you do the YouTube for the first half. And then people got to tune in for the second half.
I don't think we're getting any awards for this podcast, so I don't know that it really matters. Really, all we're doing is pissing people off because there's so many people that listen to it,
right?
And nobody in the building knows why.
I mean, neither.
Yeah.
Just to be honest, I can't really tell why.
But
awesome. I will tell you that TV with the podcast logo,
badass.
You can get those phone cases at Love My Phone out in the Old Town
with that
logo.
With the logo, very good.
Yeah.
And of course, Scotty York is here. He handles the Empire, the Russ and Bo.
He's our business manager.
Russ and Bo 2.0 Empire, run by Scotty York. If you ever need us to come out to your place, just go to our website, which is russandbo.com.
Yeah, which is cool. Scotty made that happen, and Scotty loves being on camera, by the way. So
he hated all of that.
Ryan Holmes just turned that around and showed it. He said, Scotty was. No.
Okay. I think we should start with this.
Okay.
We don't remember what you're going to remember.
Damn it, I'm going to forget. I know it.
But we've got to start with last week. Yeah. We ended up talking about Ryan Holmes and his business that he was going to purchase, his mom's kettle corn business.
Now, which evidently is a lucrative thing. I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
But now,
listen, they're at the Winter Park Farmers Market. It's huge.
Very fancy,
It's really the most popular thing there. People are in line for the kettle corn.
We're the fanciest of carnies.
It is awesome, yeah.
I had no idea.
Last week, he told us that he was going to go into business with a buddy.
Right.
And you were very adamant about giving him advice about, hey, the buddy was going to have his wife put on the corporation. Right. So it would be two people in the corporation and then Ryan Holmes. And we tried to tell him, listen,
that ain't smart.
That ain't smart, man.
That ain't the way you should do things. If you're going to go into business with your buddy, go into business with your buddy.
And so you haven't heard this. You haven't heard what happened afterwards because, we work in different places and I talk to you once or twice a week, but I didn't talk to you about this. So Ryan, tell Bo what happened when you left last week's podcast and you went to talk to your friend about, hey, why is your wife going to be in the corporation?
Yeah, how did that conversation go?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't go. I went over to his place and sat down in the kitchen. I said my concerns. I said, look, I don't.
Oh, wow. You did this at his place.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think
you're not even using good negotiation tactics.
No.
You gave this guy everything.
Apparently.
You got to do it from your power, your position of power, not his, but okay.
My position of power.
You did what you did.
Very dirty. So I go over there and I say, hey, these are my concerns. Everybody's telling me not to do this. Not one person has said this is a great idea, and I'm gonna have to not go down this road. And then he says to me, well, you're gonna have to talk to my wife.
What the hell? I swear to God, can you imagine if you and I talking?
Yeah.
And you going, well, Russ, you're gonna have to talk to my wife.
No.
I would be like, bitch, that's your wife.
Exactly.
So did you look at him and say, bitch, that's your wife?
I said, all right, I've got a few things to do this week. I'll get back with you. Basically, I was kicking it down the road. And so eventually I got to the point, I called him up and I said, hey, man, okay. He's like, well, are you going to come over and talk to her? And I'm like, already like, this is during my nap time already, so I'm annoyed. And he's like, are you gonna come over? And I say, you know what? No, look, I'm not gonna move forward in this way. It was supposed to be just me and you. You threw this on me at the last second, and I didn't realize how important of a thing that was when you said this, and I just kind of was like, oh, okay. So I'm not gonna be able to move forward. And he's like, well, like she's going to be part of the business. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be me and you though. She can be part of it. And he's like, well, what I was going to do, I was going to, get the thing started and then I was gonna, let her take it over, and then I leave.
Yeah.
So you're stuck working with his wife,
right?
Still,
and he didn't mention any of that either.
Right. Still 2-1.
My God, you dodged such a bullet, brother. You would have found all this out in real time, and you would have been screwed and stuck.
Yeah. And been eventually out your mom's business that y'all built.
Yeah.
Because they would have taken it from you. They would have bought you.
I know this happened to my mom's best friend.
Yeah.
They had a business. Let's say they had a business.
Yeah, you want to say what? Yeah.
And it was two of them, and they all went into business together. Well, the other people were doing the books, and were able to like sneak away all the clients and everything and all the book, and they sort of changed the name of the LLC on them, and were able to steal the whole business.
They never thought those people would do that to them. They thought there's no way.
They were friends.
We're friends. You wouldn't do that. And I'm sure you probably feel the same way about this guy. Right. This guy right now is showing you who he is. I mean, that is some crap, man. To say you got to talk to my wife. Is this guy a pussy or what?
No, he's genuinely a good dude, but his wife is sort of freaking out that she's not on the title for her own home, so she's worried about that. And then,
that ain't your fault.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with you.
And so but he's throwing all this stuff in later, and we've been working on this deal for a few months now.
Yeah.
And to just add it in right before we're about to sign the papers, I'm like, that really sucks on your part, man.
Yeah, it tells you he knows that it wasn't a smart. Or he knows it wasn't a good
and he
move
knows
for
more
you.
about this than me because he's done other businesses and other LLCs.
Yeah.
And he's showing me the paperwork from his other LLC. And he's
Is
like,
she on any of those?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
And now I haven't talked to him since then. He was upset when I got on the phone with him. And he said, well, now, just so you know, there's going to be animosity from my wife towards you. And I'm like, whatever, man. Like,
but here's the thing. You didn't do anything.
I know.
It's not your fault.
I was trying to help him.
Yeah.
I was bringing him on my business.
And you know what? You know what? I would, you did what you did or whatever, but I wouldn't say, oh, well, I talked to all these other people. It's almost like you're blaming all these other people. I think you just should have took ownership of it. Like, listen, I don't feel like this is the right thing to do.
Well, he did take ownership after he got counsel. And that's what everybody in life should do. You take counsel from the people that you believe are successful. You take counsel from the people that can show you something. And that's what Ryan did. But And he did take ownership by saying, hey, listen, I'm just not going to move forward like this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you did that.
I've spoken to other folks. I can't find one person in my circle
that says
of friends and family that says this is a good idea. I might have listened to that one person had there been one, but there ain't one.
That's the thing. There wasn't one person.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, this is a bad idea, except for his wife.
As I left here last Thursday, I thought to myself, man, I might have just screwed up a friendship or whatever.
No, you say you helped him dodge a bullet, man.
And I felt sort of bad. But again, the other part of me says, that wasn't going to be a friendship very much longer, no matter how you swung the hammer.
Yeah, because he told you, I planned on getting out of it and letting my wife do it.
Yeah.
So you would have been stuck working with his wife.
Right. It's like, you weren't going to tell me that?
So,
you weren't going to let me know?
Well, let me ask you this.
And his wife, to be fair, his wife, already not the biggest Ryan Holmes fan in the world.
I was just going to say, if she was the one that came up with the half of the money, and she was the only one going on the LLC, would you partner up with her? Her solely?
No.
Okay.
And I want to be clear. I like her.
Right.
But she not a big fan of me in the way, because like anytime he goes out, and he goes and has fun, if he comes back hammered drunk, it's not his fault. It's Ryan's fault.
I've been there for 40 years, brother. Not just with Rollins. Yeah. I've been there with all of my friends.
Well, it usually is your fault, though. Let's be honest.
Normally was. But no, it's my fault because y'all wouldn't do it with nobody else.
Right.
There's nobody else more fun to do it with.
Bingo.
Exactly. So I mean, I'll take the blame, and but I completely understand where you are there.
And I used to date her best friend and like live with her for a while.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So
you're like your friend. You just keep throwing crap at us. Right at the end.
I keep adding it.
That would have made it even worse. You used to date her best friend.
Yeah.
Oh, she hates you.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
And it was probably my least favorite relationship. It was a bad relationship.
It was bad.
But you lived together.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was bad.
Mercy.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite relationship.
Okay, what happens if you tell your friend? And I can never really judge by the way you and I talk to each other, because most people don't talk to each other the way we do. But if you tell your friend, listen, your wife don't like me and I don't like her, why would we
I like her? I don't dislike her.
No,
I just know she doesn't like me.
And it's hard to like somebody that doesn't like you.
Yeah, if someone doesn't like you, you don't like them.
Yeah, it's hard to like somebody who doesn't like you.
It really is.
I genuinely don't dislike her. I like her as a person.
Yeah.
But I know that she has this like deep held animosity towards me because of stuff her husband has done and blames me for, and her friend.
Sounds like a perfect business partner.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I wasn't going into business with her.
I know.
But you know what? You got.
I was trying to get their family because they're having a bunch of kids, and I was trying to like bring him onto my business because he's doing all these like side jobs, and I was like, okay, cool, this will be perfect for him. He can do this on the side as well and continue to work all his other stuff. I was trying to raise his income.
I got a great idea. While Ryan Holmes isn't looking, Scotty, you and I can buy a.
I was just gonna say,
business.
Scotty.
we got cash money.
This was all a scam. This is all one big trick.
Yeah, exactly.
You drove a wedge between me and my friend.
Just to steal my business.
Once we found out how important kettle corn was,
oh my God!
I'm telling you, the kettle corn dog is going to be the thing that makes it work.
I've been Russ and Bo.
You've been Russ and Bo.
Yeah.
Ouch! You gotta like that.
You gotta like that.
I don't like that.
So the last thing was you're not gonna buy the business with him. Are you gonna try to do it by yourself?
I am, because like the secret to being wealthy is having multiple streams of income, right? And,
that's right.
And if I get the kettle corn business, that means I can like just do trivia once, like once a week.
That's why a pimp always has 5 or 6 hoes.
Right, exactly. You can't just live on 2 hoes.
Different revenue streams. Yeah,
you can't live on 2 hoes, right, Scotty? You need more. You need more podcasts. You can't live on 1 or 2 of us.
Yeah. Check out our new podcast, York and Holmes. Very good.
Are you doing trivia tonight?
I am at Bubbaloo's Barbecue from 6 to 8 o'clock. So come and hang out with me, please, please, please. It's so fun.
I think I can make that one tonight as well, because
I'm glad you showed up last week.
I had a good time, man.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun.
And my friend Larry, which is Tracy's hairstylist partner, love Larry to death. Big old fun guy. And Kaufman was there too.
Yeah.
We had a good time. Kaufman sat at one end of the table, and he gave us some good answers. And it's still screwing with me about the marsupial answer, but you know, I'll get past that.
Right.
All right, I got some stuff I need to talk about.
All right, what you got?
Right.
I don't listen to the Monsters as religiously as some folks. As a matter of fact, I listen to about 5 minutes of it a day, maybe, just on the way home into work. Because when I get to work, I don't have the radio on. I don't have any of that stuff on. I can't be distracted because I got to do what I do, which is selling cars and making sure my people sell cars.
For Nissan.
At Bill Rainey's.
There you go.
So throw that in there. I had to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm listening 2 days ago, and y'all are talking sports.
Okay.
And all my life I've been a Washington Redskins fan.
Yeah.
The team from Washington?
That's where I'm going. All these millennials are calling them the team from Washington.
Well, it's an Angel thing, and Angel doesn't feel like it. Angel tries to be as politically correct as possible. He feels like it's disrespectful to Indians, and he chooses to call it that. And I, you know what? I respect him for that. He doesn't push it. He doesn't get mad if anyone else does it. It's just his choice not to say Redskins, and I think it's cool he does that.
I completely understand that, and thought you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Except the minute he said it, Ryan then said it. Then you said it.
I have no problem with
Carlos said it.
Yeah.
No, you all said the team. They're the damn Redskins, y'all.
No, I never.
They have been the Yes, you did. You said the team from Washington.
I guarantee you, I never said that.
Okay.
Guarantee you, I never said because I call them the Redskins. I'm not politically sensitive.
And that's why I was upset, because those words came out of your mouth.
No.
That team from Washington.
I tell you what, if you find the tape of me saying that,
okay,
I'm telling you, I didn't do it.
And then what?
What
do I get?
I'll buy your breakfast.
You buy my breakfast anyway, you bastard.
No, I always respect the fact that Angel does that, because that's his personal thing, but he doesn't get upset if someone else says Redskins.
And I didn't say he'd get upset about it, but my thought and what I heard was it then went around the room.
Yeah.
Everyone saying that team from Washington, which made me think, is that what they're calling it now? Is that what all the kids are saying? Is that what's
people
going
that are
on?
culturally sensitive do say they do. Yeah.
Oh, so I don't know any of those people. So
Angel
for me. I know, but I don't have conversations with Angel. And now, if Angel and I are talking about the Redskins, is he going to cringe every time I say the Redskins?
No, it's just he chooses not to spread that. That's his choice.
Okay.
And I actually respect him for it. He doesn't,
I don't. I'm not trying to spread disrespect for Angel or even any of you guys.
Yeah.
My question was, Is that what people in the world are calling the Redskins?
No, there are certain people that are minorities, and they know how it feels to be treated badly as a minority. They have a sensitivity for other minorities. So, he's been called the things being a Puerto Rican before, so he knows how it feels. So to him, he wants to be fair to other people. So I get that.
So it's not the rest of the world calling them that team from Washington.
No, there are people,
are the Redskins.
No, there are people that won't say it. There are broadcasters, news broadcasters all over the country that will call them the team from Washington.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's what I was trying to figure out. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Angel's not the only one. There are a lot of people that they.
It's not an angel. It's not an angel only movement.
No, no. There actually, I saw a whole story about this. There were people all over the country. Like a small town, places where they have their TV stations or whatever, and some people have decided they're not going to say Redskins, and
really?
They don't do it. Yeah.
Wow. And, I know that I know that the NFL has sent a couple
proposals
Washington's way about
been a lot of people
the name
try to get them change it, yeah.
And that kind of stuff. I don't think they should change their name.
Well, of course you don't, because you're a white guy in America, and white guys in America, we don't get offended by stuff like that.
So when Houston called their team the Texans, should Texans get offended?
No,
because they sucked.
But it's from their perspective, it's making fun of the color of someone's skin, right? and it's not a positive representation for American Indians, right? So it's like a derogatory term for American Indians. So if you're culturally sensitive, it probably isn't the best thing to call someone. If there was an Indian walking here, you wouldn't go, "Hey, Redskin, what's up?"
No, not unless he was wearing a Washington ball cap.
Okay, well,
yeah, right. Hey, I'm a Redskin too, buddy. That's the thing. But the problem I have is you can be culturally sensitive all you want, but I don't like the fact that because now let me tell you, if Angel were American Indian.
Mm-hmm.
And this were something that were offensive to him, and that's one thing. But because he's Puerto Rican, being a Redskin shouldn't be offensive to him.
No, you gotta understand. Wrap your head around this.
Okay.
If you're Puerto Rican,
yeah,
and you know what it's like to be called a name because of just who you are. Right. You are sensitive to other people because you're like, man, they would feel the same way. So he's just being sensitive to another race of people because he's like, I wouldn't want you calling me whatever you call Puerto Rican, Rican or whatever. I don't want you calling me that. So I respect the fact that you don't like this particular term. I really think it's admirable what he's doing.
Again, not disrespecting what he's doing, and I'm not going to say it's admirable or not admirable. I'm just not trying. I'm trying to understand why the nation's football team, because it's the nation's capital, and the nation's football teams had the same name for so many years. Has anybody asked the Indian folk what they thought?
Yeah, a lot of them think it's really offensive,
but a lot of them don't.
No, most of them think it's offensive. They want it changed.
Really?
Yeah.
It depends on who you ask. There's
exactly.
There are different varying polls among Native American people of depending on which poll you pick. Some say they do, some say they don't, and both will get a majority on which one they don't.
And that's kind of what I thought. I thought that there isn't a popular majority of one race of folks who think that this just sucks. Now, some of the derogatory words for, like we talked about that one day where Ryan was cutting us off about the desert people, Middle Eastern people, or even Spanish folks. If there was a team out there called the whatever, I won't go there. But if you use the derogatory word that we've always known as derogatory and sent out there as derogatory, that's one thing. If you call
so what you're saying is it doesn't offend you, so it should be okay.
No, that is what you're saying.
That
is not what I'm saying at all.
To a large portion of American Indians, the term redskin is offensive. Now, am I all culturally sensitive? No, I still call them the Redskins. But I understand the point of view. I get it. I know why Angel's doing it. I know why some people find it offensive because, it's not like you're saying, for the Seminoles, he's a chief, right? Like it's Chief, what's his name?
Throw the spear, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And so
it's the Seminoles. Who cares?
They've come and they have determined that is a positive way to depict the American Indian. So they're not upset about Chief Osceola. That's his name.
Right. Okay.
They're not upset about him because it's done in a positive way. Redskin was a derogatory term, so there are people that feel like, hey, you shouldn't use that because it's like calling a Chinese guy the yellow skin. What up, yellow skin? It's wrong.
So when the team was formed back in the 19...
We did a lot of stuff back in the 1950s. That's not right.
But I'm just saying, nobody's had a problem with the Redskins until the last 10 years.
That's incorrect in your perspective, but you haven't really been around the people who are offended by it. Since the 70s they've been debating whether it's the right thing to do.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never once heard that.
Yeah, but you're a white guy in America. You don't hear that stuff.
Redskins fan my whole life.
I know.
So you would think that I would have heard something negative over my lifetime about people not wanting to be called Redskins. The Redskins in the 80s when they were winning Super Bowls, nobody cared.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of things we
not
said.
Even the Indian
There's
people.
a lot of things we said 20 years ago. They were like, oh, it's fine to say, the F word for gays. And now we realize, oh, that's not right. Like a lot of things we've had to go, okay, that probably the origin of the reason we do that, probably not a good thing. There's a ton of words we don't say now because it's not sensitive to, and that's just another one.
And to be fair, this whole lawsuit that got the Redskins team name, the trademark losing real quick, they lost it, they got it back, happened because they were winning the Super Bowl. Like that was the year that it happened. It was like 1992 was the original lawsuit when the Redskins were when they won the Super Bowl.
In the 80s, they were there like for 4 years in a row or something. It was crazy how good they were. And nobody bothered them then. But then the one year, I guess you're talking about when Doug Williams won the Super Bowl for them, that was in 88 or 89. I think.
Yeah, the legal case is it was 25 years old. It ended in, I think, 2016.
Okay.
Or 2018, actually. And they had actually lost the trademark for the name for a while.
Right.
And so you yourself could just print out Redskins stuff.
Right.
And, but I guess the Supreme Court came back and said, while yes, this is a disparaging name,
you can't
it's a First Amendment right. You can do it. So the team itself actually won out, but then the Native American people feel like they won because at least the Supreme Court said, yeah, this could be a disparaging thing.
Sure.
Okay.
And once again, I don't think there are people that have decided for their own personal reason. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say the team from watching.
And once again, I got no problem with people saying that. It just struck me as odd the first time I heard it, and it went around the microphone circle in your studio that morning, and I was like, those some bitches are really calling this Redskins that team from Washington.
Yeah, not me. I don't. I understand it, but I don't really pay attention to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I had to get that off my chest because that was bothering me. That's what I didn't want to forget. So there you go.
So that's your worry.
I'm pretty simple in life. Things don't bother me that much.
Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of things that we don't say anymore that to me, I'm like, why is that such a big deal? But okay, whatever. You don't want to offend someone,
right.
That we don't say. But
well, I'm going to tell you, for the most part, I kind of figured some of the stuff that we said was disparaging to use the Supreme Court's ruling.
Yeah.
I knew it was wrong.
And when some of them go in and out, like queer was a really bad one when we were like in school.
Right.
Don't call somebody queer.
Right.
And then it was like, okay, that's actually the proper term. You can say queer, don't say homo.
Right.
It's like, whoa. It's like, what
Why
can
are
we
you picking
say?
on the gays?
No, I'm trying to think of words that we have to, that we use, and then we okay, that's not right, and you take away and you put back. And Redskin is one that that it goes back and forth, but it's still the name of the team.
I will tell you, back when I was in the Marine Corps, they didn't use black and white. You were either dark green Marine or light green Marine. You weren't black and white. And seriously, that's
what if you were Puerto Rican and you were brown?
You were dark green or white green. They didn't even distinguish between Spanish folk. It was light green or dark green. That's all.
I consider Spanish folk white guys.
I got my dissertation on that in the car business. I had a guy tell me, he said to me flat out, and he's Dominican.
Yeah.
And Dominican, as you know, is over there on the other side of Puerto Rico, or not on the side of Puerto Rico, other side of Haiti. I'm sorry. That island's divided. It's Dominican and Haiti.
Right.
And I said, bro, you're Spanish. He goes, Bo, I'm black. And I said, no, you're not.
You were arguing with the man about what he was.
Exactly. And when that word came out of my mouth, I went, A, who the hell are you arguing with and why?
Yeah.
And B, what's it matter if he's black or white?
Yeah.
But he said, realistically, and this is a black guy telling me this, realistically, a black Spanish guy, Dominican, realistically, there's only two colors. There's only black and white. And he said, Hispanic isn't a color. You're either black or you're white. And I was like, wow, that kind of stuck. But you know what? When you went to Cuba, you saw a lot of light-skinned Cubans, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like white. They look like white people.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? So it's the same thing. There's either black or white. So Spanish, you know, I don't know what to say.
You're confused about all
I'm
that?
confused about all that.
I don't know what the point was.
Especially when he come up to me and said, I'm not Spanish, I'm black.
We grew up, and matter of fact, I actually sent him a birthday message yesterday, our friend Ernie Vega.
Right.
And we grew up with Ernie Vega, and they were very Cuban, but to me, they were always just part of our, like, I didn't think of any difference. Like, you know, we had black friends, and I'm like, okay, I can tell the difference between our black friends and our white friends. But we all hung out together, so we didn't care. But I always considered Ernie like a white guy. Right. And then now I realize, oh no, you got to have. He would be brown. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. See, that's
all. Looks white to me. I don't know.
All of this politically correct stuff is very confusing.
We hate it.
It is.
Learning is hard.
Learning is hard. Growing up is hard.
Yeah, getting old is hard.
Oh, speaking of getting old, oh man. Of course, you know, I've been going through everything with mom. And mom, I didn't tell you this, but she twisted her ankle the other day.
Oh, nice.
Which is, you know, and she calls my phone. I pick up the phone, and she's like, "Russ, get Mary Ellen." I'm like, what? And so she knows I don't know nothing, you know. Right. And so Mary Ellen helps her through it. But man, and then now Mary Ellen's parents are really, really struggling, and of course Ryan Holmes is having problems with his father. Getting old sucks.
Man, my father-in-law is doing through a procedure right now where he didn't even know he wasn't feeling bad. My father-in-law is a badass. Oh,
George is great too.
He is a badass. And I mean, I've never seen anybody with as much energy and the way that he does things. And he's just always doing something. Went to the doctor and now he's having a procedure because he didn't know what was going on. And it's crazy. And I don't even look at him as old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's always seems like he's in really great shape too.
Exactly.
He's super nice guy.
He's going through a little something today, so I wish him the best.
So anyway, I'm watching all these people get old, right? And I'm thinking, okay, now we have to have a plan. And that plan is we got to figure out what nursing home we're going to take over.
Oh,
okay.
Mercy.
And I want our rooms to at least be adjoining.
You're talking about mine and yours.
Yeah. Scotty York, if he's still around, but you know.
Well, Scotty's going to be pushing us around.
Oh, Scotty's going to take care of us.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to make notes on this. Okay. So
don't forget.
Scotty's going to take care of us.
Right.
And then we wheelchairs, or we doing Larks? We doing Larks, or we doing wheelchairs?
We're doing Larks, man.
Larks.
Yeah, because
they do got the wheelchairs that you just like a little knob and
yeah, and probably use a straw too if you want to, but I'll do the Larks. I want to at least look like we're riding motorcycles or bicycles into our 90s.
Can I put flames on the Lark?
You can put flames on everything you want. I'm going to get my family to come soup mine up and supercharge the batteries.
Oh, now we're going to race?
Yeah, we got to race. Come on, what else are we going to have to do?
While we're in, once we get the old folks on there, can we run run a gambling ring or something?
Absolutely.
Or some sort of
Absolutely. What do you think Scotty's going to come in with his green visor on? He's going to be the dealer.
Yeah.
Once a week, we're going to have that, and we're going to have movie night, and we'll select
the movies?
Exactly. We sneak in the hot movies.
I figure if we go there and we're in charge, it'll be
halfway livable.
It'll be okay. But man, I gotta tell you, I found out you know what it costs to live in a nursing home?
It ain't cheap, man.
Right now, the prices I'm getting $6,000 a month.
Yeah, it's like $100,000 a year for a decent one.
We're gonna have to do more podcasts. We got to do more podcasts.
Yeah, y'all need to step up the game.
We need to get back out to I love my phone 5 days a week or something. Oh, hey,
yeah,
what's happening with the
we're going there
go-karts?
I think we're going there this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know you got a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, I go today to find out my MRI and find out what's going on with,
And you got to take care of your wife. Now, are y'all going to trivia tonight?
It's the plan, but I just got to. It is the plan, but she's in a car crying right now because she's dealing with herself with her father. So
I'm sure my mom.
This is the only actually legitimate excuse I will take.
Yeah,
right now.
So she's like,
I can't wait to see what you come up with next week.
She wants to come. I want to come. That's the reason I got you that gig, is because it's right around the corner from my house. We can get out and get home and get to bed in time. But she's having a lot of emotional problems. Man.
Let me tell you all about last week. Okay, last week I come up with this brilliant idea, so I don't have to go back to Sanford and then go back to Apopka 3 hours later. I said, you know what? This day on Thursdays, I get to hang out with my best friend and my brother for like a year, for an hour every day, and nobody says anything.
Yeah.
So let me push the envelope today. I'll go hang out over at Russ and, of course, I invite myself over. I go hang out at Russ and Mary Ellen's. We'll stop and get the Publix and get us some sandwiches and a 12-pack of beer. Yeah. And we'll hang out. So Russ clears it at the house, which was not a problem. And I'm going to tell you, man, I had such a good day.
No, we had a good.
It wasn't like we did anything fancy or important.
Just hung around and shut the ass. But,
exactly. We didn't play. We didn't sit there and play dress up. We didn't play games. We just
drank and
sat, drank, and ate, and had a good time.
And after you left, I just pulled her aside. I said, "You don't understand. I was in a way like afraid to ask her, not because she has ever said anything, negative at all. She loves you and she loves Scotty. Like I think she loves Scotty more than me and you both. But whatever. But
sometimes I love Scotty more than me and you.
but I thanked her. I said, you know how nice it is for me that I can have my best buddy come over and just hang, and you're not, mad or looking at the clock or like get him out of here. And like, no, she just sit there drinking with us. Like I am so blessed that I met her.
Well, the game plan originally was to go over there, have a couple of beers, few beers, eat a sandwich, and then the three of us go out to
trivia
to Bubbaloo's and have trivia.
Yeah.
Well, Russ looks at me and he goes, "Okay, buddy, I'm too drunk to drive. You're gonna have to Uber."
Yeah, we sat there and we were drinking. I'm like, I was too drunk to drive because I was just going to drive you up there and then come home.
Exactly.
Because Mary Ellen she didn't feel well.
She was done.
Yeah, she was done.
Yeah.
So,
and I watched
the intent was to go see you do the trivia.
Yeah.
Hey, when are we going to do that? So, when are we going to do the Kiss trivia?
When are you going to show up?
Yeah, how are we going to do that?
He wants to know when you're going to show up.
You know what? We were supposed to have a promotions meeting, and I was going to bring that up. Like, we should do it with something with the station, but if they don't do it, you could do it at Bubbaloo's, I guess. But
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute! Aren't you having a comedy thing going on this weekend?
Yeah, in
Sanford. In Sanford.
Yeah, I'll be down the road from you again.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. We'll go to Nice and Easy for real this time.
You think so? You swear?
Yeah,
we'll have a good time.
It's on a Friday, so yeah,
and that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm off tomorrow.
But you're going somewhere after you do your comedy. You're going somewhere after that, right? Somewhere in Sanford. I heard you making plans or something.
Oh, I was just gonna go to Hollerbox first.
That's it. Hollerbox first or after?
First. I'm gonna have a boot and then go on stage. That's what I'm gonna do.
Because we got bingo. Okay.
Yeah.
we got
my old friend's got bingo. I'm off. I'm coming to Sanford.
You have to come to bingo.
Sanford.
Bingo's fun. We drink and play bingo.
Bingo's for old people, dude.
Yeah, hey, I hate to look at you, man.
What are you talking about?
You getting up there?
I'm old, but that's okay. I'm not going to show it by playing bingo.
My wife loves it. So
we'd have to go to Hollerbach first because they'd be closed by the time the show's over.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because it's at the Wayne Dench Performing Arts Center. It's doors open. It shows at 8, so doors open at 7, so the show will be done by 10. Yeah, it'd be closed.
Is that little Wayne Dench? Is that the little theater house right there in the middle of downtown?
Yeah.
Hey, Scotty.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know the Ryzen Center in Ocala? The Ryzen Art Center in Ocala?
I've been by it.
You've been by it? I'm trying to call him because Marty Stewart is supposed to be there like next week.
Oh, really?
And I want to interview Marty Stewart because he was on that special that I watched, that PBS special about country music, and he's a baller, man.
Oh, he's
a badass.
Back in the early 80s when I really started listening to country growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
This is before I met you, actually, in the 79, 80 era.
Yeah.
He was a badass back then.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you watch this thing, I mean, he played with Johnny Cash. He played with Hank Jr. Like he's played with everybody, and he's still a cool looking dude. That's what I'm going to do for Halloween. Is I'm dressed like a Marty Stewart kind of a thing with the rhinestone. I got a bolo tie that has an R on it.
You have a bolo. That's
and then
cool.
Mary Ellen has like a little cowgirl outfit.
I thought she was going to be a head in a box.
Well, that's just when we do trick or treat. But, she's going to get a box and put her head out and just scare the kids. I don't know what that's about. She's dead set on that for some reason. I'm like, okay, baby, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I officially got. I had bought a sign before someone stole it, but I bought a sign before. But now I officially got Yard of the Month.
Really?
Proud as hell.
Who gave it to you?
The guy from the HOA.
You do have an HOA.
Yeah.
I asked you if you had one.
Yeah, I evidently I do. Evidently I do. I didn't get them any money, but they were like, you've fixed up this house so much. So guess what? So right across the street, there's a house for sale, and Ryan Holmes is looking at it.
Really?
So he could be my next door neighbor.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Listen. I lived with not for Russ. I lived a block from Russ.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I lived on one other side of the neighborhood. But then in my late 30s, he had a house in Maitland, and my buddies and I rented a house that was about a block and a half away.
Mhm.
So I literally could walk down to Russ's house,
And
jump
did-
over the wall, and be in his house.
And did many times.
And did often. Yeah. So being
I don't
his
know if I
neighbor,
want to be Russ's neighbor though.
I'll
Now
do
he's,
you.
he's yard of the month guy,
Uh-huh.
well,
and
yeah,
I'm like,
you're gonna have to
Yeah,
keep up.
I have a yard guy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
You're gonna have to keep up. Once again, talk to Scotty about getting us more podcasts and you can jam up the yard.
You
There we go.
gotta jam up the yard, man.
You can jam up the yard. No, it'll
I-
be cool because the thing is he'll always invite you over to the barbecues and that kind of stuff. If you want a beer or if you're hungry, he's always got beer and food at his
Oh,
house.
Mary Ellen loves to make food for me.
Ah,
Exactly.
sweet. Well,
Exactly.
That's a bonus for moving in right there.
Exactly what I'm talking about. And he's not obtrusive at all. He'll just make a call. You want to come over? Nah, I'm like, okay, see you later. So you don't have to worry about him coming knocking at your door, borrowing sugar or nothing, because that's not who he is.
I lived in the same neighborhood as Scotty York.
Exactly.
But I would
Exactly.
borrow stuff from him. He'd let me just go in and take stuff out of his garage. But now I got a truck. I don't have to bother you for the truck anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool truck. I thought they're
I
a
like
lot smaller than they are on the inside, but me and you fit in there pretty well.
I like it. Yeah.
it's a nice little truck.
It's always fun to get a new truck. What else is going on?
Nothing,
Also,
man.
my son will be down
Yeah.
in about 10 days.
I'm getting excited
Ah.
about that because now I'll have some sort of a
gopher?
Well, no, he's going to be that. He's going to be that, but I'm
He's
gonna,
going to drive you around. So he's basically going to be Bo's chauffeur.
oh yeah.
There you go.
Scotty's getting a little relief. Exactly.
Scotty York gets relief. I'll be damned.
But yeah, we're gonna. Although
He got mad at me. Because I
because
said
of the beard.
I said he had a nasty beard. And
Yeah.
he's like, Dad, I don't have a nasty beard. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty nasty, boy. But you got to get rid of it. So I apologize for calling it nasty.
And you know the saddest thing in the world is you were just
Old
sitting here-
Yeller. The last 10 minutes of Old Yeller.
That is sad.
That is
when
sad.
he dies.
Yeah.
I hate
Wow,
that part.
spoilers.
Sorry.
My bad. Anyway, Russ is talking about his son, and he's using his thumbs. They don't talk on the phone. It's
No.
all texting.
Yeah.
Why don't you call that boy?
Oh, no, I do call him. I do call him, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I texted him yesterday. I sent you some money, But
That's when you do call him. I sent you some money, son.
no, I didn't do that. No,
Yeah.
he was working, like he's working at the counter or something, so he
Oh,
can't talk.
Okay.
But yeah, he'll be. I'm excited that he's gonna come back.
Yeah,
you know.
and he's going to be working with me.
I will say this. I want to tell you that Leanne is so grateful, and she said, "Tell Bo I said thank you." That's
She don't-
my ex-wife or his mom.
She doesn't have to be grateful. He's a good kid. She did a great job raising the boy.
Yeah.
And, she gets a lot of credit for who he is.
Mhm.
And I'm looking forward to teaching him and
Is
hopefully
he starting in
moving
the
him along.
mail room, or where is he starting? At?
Well, if we had a mail room, that's where you'd start. But he's going to start as what we call a product specialist.
what does that
And
mean?
basically, we call it the runner because he's just going to run and do everything. He'll go get breakfast. He'll go get cars.
He's gonna know how much skull costs.
Exactly.
or Copenhagen. Copenhagen, my
Exactly.
bad. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I got all the runners all tuned up. I
Yeah.
get them all tuned up that way. But I plan on my hope and my desire is to fast track him through the runner program straight to the floor.
So people on the radio were doing the show and everything, and I get texts and email and say, "Why do you keep saying Ryan Holmes? Why do you call him Ryan Holmes? Why you call him?" Well, first, my son's name is Ryan, so
Yeah.
I'm making a difference in my mind, and he's also a comedian. I want his name to be out there so people know who Ryan Holmes
I
is.
think we might nickname Ryan Rollins Double R.
Double R, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean because
He'd be down with that.
we got at my dealership we got a Brian and we had a Ryan and the owner's name is Brian. So it gets confusing when the phone calls come in. I was talking to Brian. Well, no, you weren't because he's the owner. I was talking to Ryan.
Yeah,
So maybe
Double R.
Double R.
How come you didn't double middle name him to go quad R?
Can I tell you what? I really
He
wanted
tried.
to.
He
I
tried.
really wanted to. But my, Leanne, his name is Ryan Mills Rollins, and
Yeah.
Mills was
A
her
family
uncle who had passed away. So it was kind of, in memory of him. But I wanted it to be, I wanted it to be Race Ray Rollins, what I
Right.
wanted.
Right.
Race. I thought Race is the coolest name. And then, and Leanne was okay with that. But then all the grandparents were like, oh, that's a terrible name. I mean, they didn't like the name. So we changed it to something more plain. And I wish we would have stuck with Race because Race Ray Rollins sounds badass.
Well, hey, hold on.
I can have a baby now?
No,
No.
Yeah.
no.
Name the grandbaby.
He's moving from South Florida, where he's been for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a a big name up here yet.
No.
We can change his name to Race.
Yeah,
We can make
and
him-
he's a runner.
And he's a runner.
We'll call him
There you
Ray. Instead of calling him Double R, call him Race.
Exactly. So I'll make his name tag Race Rollins.
That's badass. And I finally get my way.
Exactly. Hey, I'm saying we can change his name to Race because in our business, you got to set yourself apart somehow, some way.
I mean, Mom might complain about it, but Dad ain't gonna say nothing.
And then you can constantly say, I have no problem with Race.
Right, exactly. Hey, listen, my race is doing well. I won that race.
I got that name from there's a show called Johnny Quest.
Yes.
And
that's what that's from.
And there's a guy named Race Bannon.
Yeah.
And I always thought Race is such a cool name.
And Race Bannon was a badass.
And Race Bannon was a badass.
Yeah.
And I thought Race Ray Rollins sounds so cool.
Race
So
Ray.
I love that idea.
That was Dr. Quest's boyfriend, but yeah.
It's not Double R, you call him Race.
Here you go messing with the gay people again.
I'm just saying that show, two men traveling around, a bunch of children.
I know it's kind of odd, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They had a hot chick in that too.
What was the dog's name?
Benji.
You're close.
Bandit.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trivia guy.
Nice.
Look at the big brain on Ryan.
Yeah, so I'll talk to Ryan. I'll talk to Double R, and we'll make him Race.
Yeah,
Race Rollins.
Race Rollins.
Yeah, I'm looking for Race. Okay, here he is.
We're gonna change your name, shave your beard.
Yeah, we're gonna make
man.
him.
You're gonna
Make
be a
it
brand
damn
new.
professional.
That's good. Hey, so when are we going out again? Do we know?
We're gonna go work on that today, I guess.
Okay,
We're gonna try and go to Andretti's today.
All right.
I want to check out their beer selection and
make sure
You're just going to drink it. That's
Exactly.
Make sure it's to your liking.
When are we doing this podcast at the place?
at
Nice
Nice,
and
and Easy.
Nice and easy.
We're welcome whenever we want to go. Now, I'd like to give them a day or two because I'm trying to decide. And Rick and I, the owner, have had conversation. Do we want a lot of people in there, or do we not want a lot of people?
No,
in
we
there?
do the same time we do. We just do
Yeah.
it in the place. That way you can see it on the.
Yeah, but I don't want you guys making fun of the old regulars who come in there for lunch.
Oh, I would never.
That's my people, man. That's my people.
You can defend your people.
That's my people.
I think it'd be fun to do it, and it'll be live on the YouTube. That's the thing about it with the YouTube channel; it lives forever. So
Right.
even when we went to the place, the yoga place, I mean, that's still
You're
out there.
gonna need some lighting because my old bar ain't all that lit up. It ain't all bright inside.
You don't want it to be bright. It's fine.
okay,
I'm just
Dingy's
saying.
fine.
It's not dingy. Stop. It's
Probably
just
really
not
don't
bright.
need to video that one at all.
No,
right?
you should. No, you got to.
We got it.
I'll hold a lighter to my face so they can see me.
Right.
And no, it'll be fine.
We'll look like skeletons with flashlights under our chin.
Yeah.
Can I have a smoking mask over my face so I don't
might
breathe
need
in the
one.
smoke?
No, stop your whining. Jesus Christ.
Why do you
You've
like a
been-
smoky bar?
I don't know. I guess because
You hate smoke.
my mother smoked all my life when I grew up.
And you despise smoke.
I am not a fan, but I am. I do think after yesterday, I think I'm addicted to their chicken wings. I think they put something in the sauce that I got to have them 3-4 times a week. Like I was going home and I had to make the time to get me some wings on the way. It wasn't even the beer.
You got like white powder on it?
No. That's the bathroom. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No. I don't know, man. I love their chicken wings.
I've never had them, so we'll have to, we'll have to go do it.
We'll have them on the day we do. We can do this. We'll talk to Scotty and put it in the schedule. But we can do if Andretti's ain't available next Thursday because I'm off again Thursday.
Oh, okay.
We can do it Thursday.
Hey, man.
And Rick's ready whenever we are. So
Well, if you ever want us to come out to your place of business or whatever, just get a hold of Scotty York, and it's russandbo.com, and
Right.
and you can check that out. Also, we have a Facebook page, right?
we got Facebook
And Instagram.
I don't even have an Instagram account.
Well, you do now.
Oh Jesus! I got to use it.
I had no idea.
Figure that out.
Ryan Holmes will be at Bubbaloo's Barbecue. This is a Thursday night. It's every Thursday night you're out there. So if you ever want to go to a trivia night, he was voted the best trivia guy in all of Orlando by Orlando Weekly. But he does a really great job, and it's funny. And it really made it better when it had all the TV screens fixed.
Right.
Like,
It does make it a little better.
That makes it better because he does visual jokes that are great.
And I think Mrs. Rhodes and I will come up there tonight as well. And
Sweet.
Maybe my buddy Larry is Kaufman in tonight or no?
He is not. He is in New York. He is in New York on a comic book convention. So
okay.
So the next part of the next graphic novel starts in like 2 months. So
you got to go on tour too?
No.
Okay.
I'm only going to do the ones that are in town from now on. When I went out of town, There were people there that knew me from the show, but I sat there most of the time. It was like,
Right.
if it's in Orlando, then we have a lot of people come by, and I feel like I'm doing something.
I think the next time you go to one of those, because I've never been to one of those things. But I wanted to support you.
I appreciate all that. You did by buying my comic book for $120. How did Tracy take that?
We haven't talked about it much.
and you got the T-shirts too, huh?
I got 2 T-shirts
that don't
and
fit
a
you.
comic book. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I folded them up. I was going to put them in a big, in case I ever get a man room, I was just going to frame it and put it in my man room.
You can have a man room upstairs. You got a whole upstairs. You don't do nothing with.
We've had that discussion too. That's not in the talks.
That's not in the cards for you.
Not in the talks.
If people want to talk to Bo and buy a Nissan, they go to.
You come to Bill Ray Nissan over in Longwood on 1792 and meet my newest employee, Race Rollins.
Race Rollins. I got to tell him he got a new name now.
Yeah, we're gonna nickname him Race.
I'll get my way finally. I always get my way one way or the other.
You can always count on me to help you out
That's
there,
my
brother.
buddy. That's why. All right, listen. Of course, you can listen to me every morning, every week morning on Real Radio 104.1 Monsters of the Morning, and weekday morning, and then also the comic book. It's at BigCityComics.com. There are 4 issues out. I got another issue coming out soon. I think you'll like the comic book. It's pretty cool. Other than that, we ain't got to go home.
But we got to get the hell up out of here.
45 minutes.